So I started the Indy because I thought there had to be a yearning out there for deeply reported, broad coverage of issues in Nevada and the country. It's a time when people are getting alienated from the media. I thought people really wanted a place to go where they could find truth.
I cover the 2020 presidential election and healthcare for the Nevada Independent.
Everything from immigration, our community, nuestra comunidad.
I report on mainly environmental issues.
I do all of the video, all of the podcasting, a lot of the social media. Anything that's not written is going to be me.
Higher education, the congressional races in Southern Nevada, and a little bit of automation on the side.
Anything from marijuana to how the federal court system works.
I primarily cover education.
I report on the legislature, energy, the Supreme Court, a lot of other topics, whatever they pay me to. I don't really know.
Our reporters know those issues and have the best sources in the state.
Really, we're, I think, bringing a lot to the table for all kinds of different readers who, whether they are deeply engaged in government and politics and policy, or whether they just have time to check our site once or twice a week, are finding a helpful place to get accurate and clear information.
I think the best glimpse of our education system, the good, the bad, and ugly, happens when you're on the front lines talking to students and teachers and principals and parents.
You're right in the middle of all the action, whether that be any election that's happening or the legislative session that's happening. You're right at the front door to so many of the major decisions that are going to affect people.
My favorite types of stories to tell are the ones where I take really complicated issues, whether it's something election related or healthcare, and I try to break it down and make it as simple as possible for the reader.
We're a small team that works together really well, and we collaborate a ton, and I think that really helps us report more thoroughly and accurately on everything that we do.
I think at the Independent, we take a broader look at different issues facing Nevadans or government and corporations out here and try to focus it in on how it's affecting people's daily lives.
It's like a family, and we all help each other out.
Build this bridge between these two communities in English and in Spanish.
In Nevada and in states across the country, in cities across the country, local journalism is diminishing. There are fewer and fewer journalists, and in most places there are more stories than there are journalists to cover.
I mean, the most meaningful donations to me are the people who give like $1 a month or $5 a month. It just says like, I value your work, I'm giving what I can. I know it's hard to pay for news when it's really easy to get it for free, but it just shows that people are understanding that there's a reason to pay for news, to pay for high quality news, to understand that, you know, this is making society better, this is making my community better, this is making Nevada better.
So the Nevada Independent is the only statewide nonprofit news organization in Nevada. We are entirely reader supported and donor supported. That means if our readers don't donate and our donors decide not to give, we simply cannot do what we do every single day.
Supporting the Indy is like supporting a local business, right? We are independently run and owned, and we are kept within the state, and we hope to keep it that way.
We're a nonprofit, so we need donors. We need support from people. We can't survive without that kind of support.
You should support the Nevada Independent because there can never be too many journalists.
One word that sums up the Indy? Independent.